Have you seen those IV therapy clinics popping up just about everywhere? It feels like they're on every corner now. Well, today, we're going to break down the marketing playbook for one of the biggest names in the game, Prime IV. They call themselves the gold standard. But what does that really mean? What's their pitch? Let's get into it.
Right out of the gate, they hit you with a question that's designed to make you think. Are you wasting money on vitamins? I mean, that's their hook. It taps right into that little voice in the back of your head that wonders if all those supplements you take are actually doing anything. It's a brilliant way to immediately get you on their side.
And then, boom, they hit you with this number. According to Prime IV, your body only absorbs about 20% of the good stuff from the vitamins you swallow. This one statistic, this 20%, is the entire foundation for their argument. It's designed to make you feel like what you're doing right now just isn't working.
Okay, so they've presented the problem. What you're doing is inefficient. Now they pivot to their solution. And it all comes down to the science of absorption and their big idea of just bypassing the body's natural barriers altogether.
This slide really tells their whole story in one simple picture. On one side, you have oral supplements, which have to fight their way through your entire digestive system. And on the other, you've got their IV therapy, a direct line right into your bloodstream. It's the slow, filtered path versus the fast, direct superhighway. And just in case you weren't convinced, here it is in a bar chart. Look at that tiny little bar for oral supplements stuck down there at 20%. And then you've got the huge bar for IV therapy, maxed out at 100%. The message here couldn't be clearer. Why would you ever settle for less?
And here's the genius move. They tie that science directly to your wallet. Stop wasting money. See, it's not just about being healthier, it's about being smarter with your cash. They're reframing their service, not as an expense, but as a smart investment in your health that stops you from throwing money away.
All right, so they've convinced you that you need a new approach. But how do you know you can trust them? This is where they shift gears to build that trust. They do it by talking up their clinical, almost medical-grade identity to make you feel safe and secure.
And these are the words they use to do it. Pharmaceutical-grade, clinically proven. This language is not an accident. It's meant to sound official, authoritative, and scientific. It immediately positions them way above your typical off-the-shelf wellness product.
So how do they claim to back that up? Well, they lay out this three-step quality process. First, they say they only use USP-verified nutrients, which is a big deal in terms of purity. Second, every single IV bag is compounded fresh, right before you use it, so it's as potent as possible. And third, everything is done under strict medical supervision. Each of these steps is just another brick in the wall of trust they're building.
And they drill down even further. They start listing things like their formulas being pH balanced, isotonic, and free of preservatives. Now, you might not be a chemist, and that's okay. You don't need to know exactly what all that means. The point is to communicate a very high, very meticulous standard of quality.
So, they've made their scientific, clinical case. You're thinking, okay, this sounds legitimate, but that's only half of their playbook. Now we switch from the brain to the senses. Because they're not just selling you a medical treatment, they're selling you an entire experience, what they call your personal sanctuary.
And that experience starts the second you sit down. You're not getting a cold, hard chair in a doctor's office. Nope. You're getting a premium, heated, zero-gravity massage chair. That one detail completely changes the game. It's not a procedure anymore. It's a treat. It's all about comfort.
And the whole environment matches that vibe. They call their lounges low-noise zones. They've got soothing music, dimmed lighting. The goal here is pretty obvious. Create a peaceful escape from the world. A place where you can recharge your mind while the IV recharges your body.
And they just keep layering on the comfort. They offer you heated blankets and even eye masks. You know, it's these little thoughtful details that really elevate the whole thing. It transforms it from just getting some fluids to a genuine moment of self-care. It feels indulgent.
But here's what's so interesting. They blend that spa-like relaxation with a very modern sense of productivity. You've got your high-speed Wi-Fi, your charging stations. So the pitch is, you can come in for a power hour. You can be totally relaxed in your massage chair while also cranking out emails. It's a very clever mix of wellness and work.
So, let's pull all these threads together. What does this all add up to? When you look at their strategy, what you see is an attempt to completely reimagine what wellness means by blending two very different worlds. When you really boil it down, this is Prime IV's core promise. It's a hybrid. They're selling you the peace of mind that comes from a medical-grade treatment, but they're wrapping it in the sheer pleasure of a spa-like escape. It's efficiency meets indulgence, all in one package.
And that really leads us to one big final question. When you look at this whole model, this blend of high-tech nutrient delivery with high-touch personal comfort, you have to wonder, is this fusion of clinical results and luxury experience the future of how we think about personal nutrition?